he just blossomed into this player that he is right now that enabled him to get a chance for a tryout at the Philadelphia Union. It was all attributed to what Delaware FC, what they saw in him and how they developed him as a soccer player and the steps that they took.
Yeah, so Stevie was 6 years old when he started with the
competitive.
The travel team.
Yes.
And again, Avery just put him on the field and was so confident in his ability and
let him play, let him make mistakes, let him develop as a player. And then the 2013, they started a team and Stevie was immediately moved to that team. And he was playing in 7v7 with kids his own age. And just playing with kids his own age, he was able to develop this confidence and his game started to take off. And it took off to the point to where 7v7 just wasn't, I don't know how to put this, it just wasn't fulfilling him as a soccer player. And Dan, who's one of the coaches here at Delaware FC, was able to recognize that. And they felt like for him to develop to his full potential, that he needed to play up an age group. So Dan approached us and asked us if we'd be interested in having Stevie go up an age group and play for the 2012 A team. And we asked Stevie if he was interested, and Stevie said yes, and we had a conversation about it. And when he went to play with Dan, it was an adjustment because it was 9v9 going from 7v7. It was a totally different game where 7v7 was more of a one-on-one game. This is a more team-oriented game, and he was playing with people, his peers that were about the same level as he was, which made him develop even harder. And now Stevie has an opportunity to play with the Philadelphia Union, and we have to hand it to Stevie, who worked really hard to get there. But a big part of that was the way that Coach Dan, Coach Matt, Tom, Jamie Solomon, everybody, and Coach Avery, and how they believed in Stevie and how they wanted to develop him, and they saw something in him and they said, wow, this kid has potential, and they noticed it and they went with it.
Yep.
And we're very thankful for that.
Stevie played soccer shots when he was like 4 years old, and then he probably started with the recreational league when he was 5. And then he moved to the competitive team when he was
6. He started competitive soccer, travel soccer when he was 6, and he adjusted really well to the competitive level. I would say he actually thrived much better in travel than he did in rec, realizing that the competition that he was playing with was much better and suited for what he was trying to do.
Stevie plays soccer constantly in the backyard. Constantly.
He
goes to the hack and plays soccer.
He also is a big fan of YouTube, and he'll watch YouTube soccer clips on the TV, and then he'll go outside and try and emulate the moves he just watched on YouTube.
Stevie just plays, Dan offers a ton of opportunities to play soccer. There's, training 3 days a week. And Dan, as I said before, that you probably will edit out, but Dan just feels so confident about Stevie and just makes him feel like he's part of the team, like he is a 2012, and he's the same age. He has no worries about Stevie. We never feel like Dan's not training him well or Dan's uncertain about his abilities. Like, Stevie fits in very well.
So the positives, he's very passionate about the game, so competitive to a point of almost being a fault. He gets so down on himself, he wants to make every play, and it's been a learning process, a teaching process, trying to have him understand that it's okay to make a mistake. It's actually, we try to tell him that it's better to try and make a mistake than not try at all. And we're really working on his body language. He gets disappointed very easily when things aren't going his way. And we're just really trying to work on his body language and having a level head out on the field, which is tough because he is really passionate and emotional. But yeah, that's what we're really trying to work with. The VO software is a great tool and it's helped Stevie out tremendously. We sit and we watch the games together, and then when he comes to practice, he can work on what we saw in the VO recordings. And then I believe Dan, that has been scheduling film sessions, they've been able to bring it to another level where they can watch the VO and actually teach with the VO recordings and then bring that back to the field. It's just another tool, right? It's just another tool that, similar to how he watches YouTube videos and then takes that to the backyard. It's a tool that where we can sit down in front of our laptop and we can watch games and we can watch what everybody's doing and talk about it and communicate about what's happening during that certain game. And then he can bring that to practice, and then they'll have the film studies here, and I'm sure Dan can bring that to a whole different level than I can, as someone who just has learned about soccer through watching Stevie. And yeah, the VO is awesome. I think I enjoy it more than Stevie does because I get to just watch the games again. It's a great tool. We've seen a major improvement in Stevie's game, pretty much due to the VO.